What's happening, people? Banji, John, ODTV. This time, predictions for the Premier League season 2015 to 2016. John, who do you reckon is going to win it? It's very early on, I know. It's like, I don't care.
Well, Leicester's top of the league.
Leicester's top, imagine
We're
that.
1 week in, by the way. I think
1 week.
Probably some matches played now.
But you know what? It's funny that you mentioned that because Ranieri, I liked him when he was at Chelsea, right? I did like bias. Look, I'm not the world's biggest football fanatic or whatever, but if, you know, I support Chelsea, kind of, generally speaking, in sort of, they're my closest team, whatever. But
You do?
yeah, shut up. But Ranieri, I liked when he was at Chelsea. So when Leicester appointed him, I thought that, you know what, he could do a good job with them. Just because I think he's a good manager. I don't think Chelsea should have sacked him at the point that they did. But regardless, Leicester are top at this moment in time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it is what?
And even if he does do a good job, your best hope for them is 6, 7, 8, 9 or 10.
Your best hope would be a lower half of the top 10.
I think a fundamental problem of the whole league. He never changes.
But is that... But
It never used to be like that.
But why is that?
Money.
Is that because of the money? Yeah,
Money,
specifically the only reason.
Yeah.
Because have Arsenal historically been the
It's like our society. It's too much money at the top and not at the bottom.
True.
Now, there's always been money in the bigger clubs, but
Yeah.
what you've got now is this sort of ego trip where these super owners can come in and buy a title, and that's pretty much what's happened. Your only hope is that enough comes in to saturate the market a bit and push everyone up. But at the moment, you've got this unshakable cycle of four.
Yeah, but
clubs.
look. What
If another club
about
wants
the
to
league? The league itself, or the FA itself, because the amount with the TV deal before the start of this new season was in the billions. Yeah, was it like 5 billion, something like that? So how? I don't think it's necessarily the owners themselves who the responsibility should fall. Like a club shouldn't have to wait for a rich owner to come to then the club be all right, because it's your football association that's meant to be make sure all clubs are all right. Do you see what I'm saying? So surely it's the FA's fault then if the teams who don't seem to get enough spark in the competition, don't seem to be competitive enough to handle the Chelseas and Arsenals and Cities and blah blah, then surely that's the fault of the FA, because everyone has to wait around for some rich, because then surely that bleeds into life then. So everyone has to wait around for some rich person to just come and hand you loads of money, and then all of a sudden you've got a bigger stake.
Well, no, you can. I mean, look, there's something to be said. There are still the ability to build teams and get better each year. We saw Everton do it a few years ago. We're seeing Palace have the potential to do that, I guess. Southampton definitely is a prime example.
Yeah.
Who, even when they sold all the players,
yeah. But Swansea
again.
Swansea
looks like one who may stay there for a while.
Because Swansea.
My issue is to make that next step. When a league is won in, for me, at Christmas, because that's when your original, all the squads are decent at the beginning, but you, at Christmas,
that's when the fatigue sets in, any injuries.
And it's the teams who then really push on ahead are the teams who have brought a second A-grade team to play. Chelsea, massive squads.
Okay.
And that's a gulf that only a few clubs, do you know what I mean, can deal with. That's a scenario that only a few clubs can ever create.
Yeah, but that's it. It's the squad, it's the players themselves, then, isn't it? Because
you can't. What I'm saying is, I think until the bubble bursts a bit, and it's down to everyone. It's down to how it's financed, how people go and watch games, everything. Until that bubble bursts, you're never going to get any more variety in the league. You're never going to get a team come up from 3 divisions, stay in the Premier League for 2 years, and then push on for a title, unless a huge swing of money comes into that club, rather than it's just built under a fantastic manager.
But as someone who's a fan of Chelsea, like, I've always had to counter the argument, it's just because, Abramovich and his money, etc.
Yeah.
But like I say,
it's a hard argument for you to counter. How do you counter it?
Because Chelsea have been successful before Abramovich came in. They've won the league before. They've won the league before Abramovich came in. Like I said, I'm not the world's biggest fan. I'm sure they have won.
Yeah,
Haven't
they have.
Yeah, they have. They may not have won it once or something. It may have only been once, but I know they have won it before. They're a historical team.
And so there's a lot of teams. And that was the
Precisely.
beauty of it. You as a fan,
Precisely.
you could dare to
Because
dream.
Arsenal is one of those teams, but they haven't won it for a while.
Yeah. But as a fan,
Liverpool is a historical team. They haven't won it for a while. They came the closest they've ever come. They have come for a long time, a couple of seasons ago. You know what I mean? So I'm still seeing some competition. I still see it as it's competitive. I don't see that it's a foregone conclusion that these 4 or 5 teams are the only teams who ever do really, really well. Yeah, I think it is. And they say it's said around the world and around different leagues that it is one of the more competitive leagues.
Yeah, because some of them are very lopsided.
Yeah.
But the beauty of it used to be anyone's game. I mean, you could just come out of the blue and have a season and challenge for the title. Just before. Do you remember when Norwich ran Villa and Man United close, and Man United won it, and it began this cycle of a super club back in the British League, in the English League.
Right.
And before then, if you start looking down the tables, you'll see it. Incredible variety as he was challenging, and you can just imagine. As obviously we were young at that stage, like just barely started watching football. But you can imagine as fans, first you get into the top division, then you dare to dream. You may be shit, you may stay substandard for years, but you always had that potential that if we could get a good squad together, we can push on. And now I feel that doesn't happen. I feel even when you do get good squads, they just get found out eventually, and I just see the same season repeating itself again and again and again. The stadiums are always full, but you kind of know what's going to happen by then. There's still a lot of excitement, but you can pretty much look. My dad predicts the season at the beginning of the year every time, and he gets 2 positions wrong each year. That's
what he does the whole 20
thing, and he gets about 2 positions wrong.
That's pretty good. Why have
usually,
you never ever told me this before? Because I need to
save his table.
He needs to be my little bookie advisor, mate. I don't phone him up. He's like, hey, I'm about to. What should I put? Anyway, get older John's dad if you want.
But my point is, a lot of people would probably get you probably get 6 positions wrong maximum. You know, I think.
You think it's that easy to predict?
Okay,
then. Wait.
Down. And that's why I always watch.
Well, okay. So, who do you think's going to win it this season? And if it's that easy to predict,
I think top. I
love the pause.
I think top.
It's easy. It's easy. Who do you think's going to win?
No, because you get. I'm not saying it's not like the same one wins every year, but it's always the same bracket. So Chelsea and Man City will be in the top 2 positions.
But you know what? But look.
Man United may get in.
But wait. Because before Ferguson retired, I think I would have agreed with that much more. Yeah. It's it's usually just this top 3, top 4.
You think it's opening up a bit?
I think it's definitely.
I do agree with that.
I think specifically because of Ferguson not being there anymore.
Yeah.
I think
but
he was.
That was a built team.
Yeah, I know, but
it
that's
wasn't a brought team. It was a surviving bit, like Arsenal.
But that's he used his nous and but I think unfortunately because of the money, the way the money is in football, people aren't given the chance to build things. You're not even given, you know what I mean? Like it's like. You're gone, you just touched down. All you did was open the door, say, all right, fellas, get out there and kick the ball around. And then that was it. They went out and kicked the ball around, they lost once, and then you're gone. You know, you're not even given a chance. Yeah. You know? And that's why, like, especially Ferguson was that last, warhorse, who'd been around, who'd been there, done his grind. You know, they weren't the richest thing, and they built it to be one of the richest in the world, right? But that's not there anymore. So I think it does open it up for a lot of other teams, and a team like Swansea, who were getting into administration, everything was about to fall apart, and then I think it was like a group of 5 or 10 fans or something like that, who got together. They were just normal sort of businessmen, traders, plumbers, this, that, and the other, got together, got money together, and invested in the club. This is going back like 12 years ago or something like that, almost 15 years ago. They've just brought out a documentary about it, and now they sit in the top 10 of the Premier League. Yeah, so that's why I'm saying it's not, a closed mind will make you feel like, oh, yeah, it's probably just going to be, the same old. But no, like, there's always an underdog fighting. There's always an underdog fighting.
Got a t-shirt
to try it.
That says underdog.
I fight.
Yeah.
Oh, funny I mentioned that. I didn't even know. So I think it's good to rep that spirit of like, never give in to the establishment. Never feel like the establishment is established and that's the end of, and there's nothing else anyone can ever do about it. You know what I mean?
So Benji, Swansea to win the title.
Well, now that I've said it, I might actually be putting that one on. Yeah, I might be putting that bet on. I'm not going to put a bet on, but I think they definitely have a good chance. And you know what?
Benji.
Hold tight. No. Let me say it. I'm saying it now. 2015, 2016, Swansea's going to win the title. And I just wish I'd put money on before the season actually started. I still support Chelsea.
We'll do a follow-up.
I still support Chelsea, and Chelsea's going to win it. But I'm just saying, for the purpose of this video, Swansea's going to win it.